I think you have to put your foot down and say, you know what, I'll give you this, I'll give you stellar service, but I do it only on video. You have to tell people that this is how I do my business, and then people get open to it. And if they don't, that's too bad.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Hustle and Flowchart podcast with your boys, Matt Wolf and Joe Fear.
All right, Avi, we are live. It's great to have you here, my friend.
Great to be here. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, well, you approached us in a very unique and amazing and genuine way, and you are a genuine listener too. Like you've told us all the long walks you do with your 6 dogs, right? Is that what
Yes, I have 4 dogs over here, 2 in India, and but as a neighborhood, we sort of take each other's dogs for walks. So yeah, that time I was walking 6 dogs when I was listening to your stuff.
Capture that picture whenever you can. No rush on it, but that'd be cool.
So do you have a place in India, or do you kind of split time between India and Canada?
Before COVID, I was coming back to Vancouver 6 times a year, back and forth, and I was doing that for the last 10 years. But after COVID, thankfully, I'm now here stationed in Vancouver, Canada. And yes, we have a home over there. The offices are there. The teams are there. So yeah, I'm working on India time most of the time.
So that's why the late nights then you were pre-chatting a little bit. I was assuming that would have been the case.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we'll jump into some of these pre-chats we had, but tell us your background because it's very interesting. You know, I love the fact that you have this dialed in too. It's kind of like your line, but you know, it's the race car. You know, you say it. I'm gonna butcher it.
So on the 29th of October, I turned 44, but I want to take you back when I was 18. Born and brought up in New Delhi, India. All I wanted to do in life was to race street cars. And my dad used to go to sleep, and from under his pillow, I used to steal his car keys, race with people. And I was like, this is good. I'm good at it, and I can make money. We used to bet on the side, make some money. And in my 18-year-old head, I knew exactly what I wanted to do in life. And I was like, I'm going to become a street car racer and go to UK. I wanted to go to the UK for some reason, meet a lot of people, race cars. One day, everything came shattering down when my dad called me to his office. He said, son, sit down. I have 2 options for you. He told me that he's lost a lot of money in his business and he had a family separation. We had to leave the family house and get into a rented house. And he said, I cannot support your overseas education. So no way you're going overseas. And as the eldest son in the family, you need to join the family business from tomorrow morning. And if you refuse, then, you know, pretty much you're on your own.
Wow.
So I think in hindsight, he could have put it better, but this is how he did. And so I think better sense prevailed. The very next morning, I found myself behind the reception of my dad's small 27-room motel. I learned housekeeping. I learned how to take care of the restaurant, but I also learned that my dad is doing a fantastic job of running his place. Where do I, as a young man, find my place under the sun? Just during that time, we had a foreign tourist who walked in, and he paid us in Dutch guilders, which was the currency of Holland before the euros came in. I converted the money. It turned out to be double Indian rupees. And I'm thinking to myself, if an international tourist can pay us double the money for the same room, why don't we get all 27 rooms filled up with foreign tourists? But the problem was how? During that time, there was a phenomena called the internet, which was allowing you to connect with people around the world. But in Delhi, there were only 2 places, the British School Library and the Sheraton Hotel, which had the internet. And both of them had it was 900 rupees for half an hour, which was prohibitively expensive. So I didn't know what to do. So I said, let's start researching. After about few months of researching, there was an ad in the paper, Satyam Computers looking for cyber cafe partners. I immediately approached the person, Rohit. And Rohit is still a friend of mine after 20 plus years because I was one of the first people to approach him. We got a cyber cafe in my dad's hotel, and now I had 24-hour access to the slowest internet on the planet. I was researching, I was doing everything. The websites would take ages to open, but the chats would open up fast. I would talk to people on chat. Somebody said, develop a website. Somebody said, do some articles, blog writing, put some toll-free numbers so that people in the Western world can trust in Indian companies. We have toll-free numbers from our countries. Whatever they said, I started doing. 6 to 8 months, we hired somebody somewhere, freelancers, got some website done. We were one of the first, if not the first ever budget hotel company in the country to go live, early 2000. Nobody was doing it. And then we put an email address to it. People started emailing. It was my first interaction with electronic mail. I didn't even know there were human beings on the other side. The 15th of December, around the 15th or 17th of December of that year, the first international tourists walked in to our, they came in. I went to the airport to pick them up, and I got them back. Checked them into room 302. They paid me $400 for a 12-day stay at our place. And I came and gave that money to my cashier. And I remembered asking myself, I'm like, this bloody internet thing works. And after that, there was no looking back. Yeah, we had so much business coming in as early movers, like way early. My first book is called The Accidental First Mover. And so after 2 years, we bought a small 25 room motel next door, then another 23 room motel. So small boutique properties, but we bought 4 in the next 5 years. So essentially my dad took 40 years to build his first property. And after we discovered the internet in the next 5 years, we built 4 more.
Oh, wow.
So
So
that
he,
was-
he very
yeah.
much liked you being a part of the company. it sounds like. He enjoyed
Yes.
you being there working with him. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. And so that's why I said, everything changed after that. But the gentleman who wanted to throw me out of the house was now having strategy discussions with me on what we should be doing next. So that was stage 1. Stage 2 was I started understanding how websites rank and everything. I understood that I have 4 hotels full of foreign tourists. They're all looking at traveling to India. So I started talking about travel in my other websites. I got carried away. I booked hundreds of domains, built 60, 70 websites. All of them flopped. 4 websites did very well. And one day I got a call from the Indian equivalent of Expedia. And they said, we love the traffic on your site. Would you like to do an affiliate model with us? I didn't want to sound like a fool on the phone and tell them I have no idea what an affiliate model means. I told them I'm busy in a meeting and they send me an email. On that email, they told me they'd give me $10 for the conversion of every ticket if I direct the traffic to their website and all of that. I still didn't understand what they meant, but I did what they told me. Finally, we did that. And after a few months, we started doing some 100 tickets a day, which was not a lot, but it still meant $1,000 in net profit
great.
every single day in 2005. So riding high on the confidence of these 2 successes, I was looking around to do more stuff. That's when TripAdvisor, Facebook, Google, many of these companies started coming into India. And the aim of these large companies was to get a hold of small businesses to adopt internet marketing. So they saw my story and they asked me, some of them came to me and said, would you like to evangelize, and, sort of speak? As you can see in our last 10 minutes of conversation, I don't miss an opportunity to speak. I love to talk.
I love
so
it. Yeah.
I said, yes, let's do it. So they took me on stages around the world where I went and shared with people this very story of mine. People liked the story and said, hey, can you do it for us? Initially, I was like, no, I do it for my own family business. How can I do it for you? I'm not an agency. I don't even know how an agency works. I was an 18-year-old guy who was wanting to become a streetcar racer, got into the hotel business. I don't know how to do this for anybody else. But after like 1 year of all of this, I thought it's time to branch out on my own. So in 2009, August 15, 2009, we branched off and I started a company with a 4-member team, completely bootstrapped. We called it the Internet Moguls. And today, after 11 years, we grew from 4 to 225 people working with 700 clients in 10 countries.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a wild ride, and
Yeah.
lots of ups and downs, lots of things that didn't work behind the scenes. But this is sort of the bright side of the story.
That is amazing. No, I love that. And are you associated with the hotel business at all anymore? Or
Absolutely. We still own and operate the hotels in India.
Yeah.
And I work with my dad in that capacity. But my major focus has been running the agency. But this whole story that I told you in the last 10 minutes, I have a 10-second version of this as well.
Give that to us because I'm actually very curious. Yeah, how you do
Let's
that.
do it. My name is Avi Arya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, a streetcar racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Moguls. So, so whenever I told people the long form story and the short form story, about 3 years back, I felt slightly not so genuine when I said that, because I'm talking about my girls, my wife and my dogs, but they were not existent in my life. I'm traveling all over the world, having lots of fun, making lots of money, but I'm away from my family. So I didn't like that at all. And I wanted to change that when my girls were going for school plays and everything without me. I didn't want to be the distant father. My parents were always close to me. I never wanted to be a father like that. But I couldn't help myself because I had a large company to run and my family was here in Vancouver. So I didn't know what to do. And my biggest mentors, guides, friends, nobody said, you have to either get rid of Internet Moguls. I've never said this on any other show, but everybody said either get rid of Internet Moguls or your family at stake. And I said, why can't an entrepreneur have it all? I mean, this is also my 4th kid. This is my 4th member of my family. I love it as much. I mean, I'm sorry, but I do love my company as much as I love my family.
Yeah.
But for 2-3 years, I didn't know what to do because there was so much work coming in, and I was like, okay, maybe when my girls are 10, maybe when they're 11, maybe when they're 12. And then I said, one day I got very frustrated. I came back to the office and I told asked one of my senior people, how many clients do we have? He said 711 or so. So I sent an email to everybody, common drafted email saying, I want to spend more time. I want to do this and this is where the company is going. Where an average person in India takes about 2 to 3 hours in traffic going and back and forth to work.
Wow.
And 15 hours a week, 60 a month, 720 a year. In a lifetime, they're spending about 2-3 years in traffic.
Ugh.
We want to pour that back into people's lives. So can we start sending you videos and meet on Zoom calls and all of that? About 3 years ago or 3.5. And maybe 10% of them even replied to those emails, and maybe 1 or 2 said yes, okay. And we also gave a 5% off. We said we'll give you a 5% discount in your yearly retainer if you agree to this. We'll save time and you save money. But then I was adamant. So we made 3 Zoom rooms in the office. I trained my team. I said, nobody's going out. A lot of salespeople wanted to go out because that's how sales happens.
Yeah.
You go out, have a beer and everything. They didn't like it. But for the most part, I was very rigid. I said, we have to do this and leave the office on time, go back to your family, and allow me to go back to my family as well. This is too much. Guys, I've been working for 11 years. Many of you have joined the company recently. This is no way to run a life or a company, and let's just save time. To save time, I realized to do anything, I needed videos to get known in the marketplace, videos to get leads, and videos to get sales. So I said, let me do all 3 things on video. So I started doing videos on Instagram, YouTube, all of that, interviewing people, whatever, for me to get known. Then videos on funnels on Facebook, with Instagram, all of that, so that I get leads. And then one-on-one videos to get sales. It was ridiculous. People laughed, and the biggest companies, they didn't even show up when they booked a call with me on video because they thought I was arrogant and I did not have the time to go and meet them. And when I would call them later and say, I'm seriously trying to do something to save time to be able to give back to my family and go back there, they're like, no, you can make a flight to Mumbai or Bangalore or whatever. We've seen you've done it in the past. So it was very difficult initially. And but in the last 3 years, we were able to do about 20-25% of work online. And when COVID happened, everything changed.
I was going to say, like,
yes, it was forced to change. I was working with multiple speaking bureaus, and they used to, book my speaking appointments. And one of them came up to me and said, what have you been doing? I said, this is what I'm doing. This is my personal life. They said, great, put it into a system and let's create a workshop, because that's what they like, systematizing everything. I said, I don't have a system. They said, no, let's create a system and tell people what you're doing. So I created a system called the Micro Video Mastery System, the 33 videos that every entrepreneur needs to get known, get leads, get sales, and spend all the extra time with their family or following their passions.
Nice.
Created a system, created a book, created a 1 day, then a 2 day, then a 3 day workshop. And gentlemen, that just took off. That completely took off. And I was invited all over the world to give these workshops. And so what I found myself was in a predicament. Now that I've created a system to save time, people want me to travel to deliver these talks now. So I'm getting busier than ever. I'm like, hang on, I can't get sucked into this. So the only next thing was to do webinars. So just before the pandemic hit, I started doing webinars every Monday night. We would have 400 to 500 people coming in. I would teach them and then do a webinar, sell a $150, $200 course at the end, and just see how warming up to webinars and reaching out to people. And then I used to do 3 videos a day, 15 a week on one-on-one approaching calls like I did with you, gentlemen, for business and opportunities. When COVID happened, we all were scared. Nobody knew what was going to happen. And we had to send about 200 people to different parts of India, to their homes with computers and everything set up in their homes. So it was a mammoth exercise to get everybody home safe and technically ready to be able to continue work. I remember coming back home that day, it was, I think, last year. A year and a half. And I came back and I was scared. And as a leader, I couldn't say it, but I was worried. I didn't know what's going to happen. Yeah. So I said, I came back home at 4:35 in the evening and I said, let's do a webinar today. My team said, we've not made any announcements. We won't be able to get as many people. I said, that's okay. I'll talk to whoever. I need to talk. My family's here in Vancouver. I'm alone over there. I just need to talk. And people are scared as well. So let's just talk to people. 6:30, I did a webinar. About 500 people showed up without any advertising. So I just knew that everybody is home and people want to listen to stuff happening. And that day we sold courses even without a plan for worth about $20,000 just that night. And I was like, the time that I was waiting for has come. And so we said Micro Video Mastery, videos for every entrepreneur who's a family person, wants to claim back life from everything else that they're doing unnecessarily. You can do it from videos, from any location in the world, staying close to your family or close to your passion. Micro Video Mastery, get known, get leads, get sales. And that's when we started. So in the last year, we had about 126,500 people go through our program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and about 8,100 people signed up for the program and went through the thing. So
Yeah.
we created a school called the Internet Moguls of the World. Internet mogul is somebody who leverages the internet to grow their business and spend time with their family. So that's been the mission. That's what we've been on.
Oh, that's a hell of a mission. I love it. And more so now than ever. I think like with the pandemic, we've all realized how important that is. It can be difficult, of course, with that transition. But man, yeah, I feel like you hit it all at the right timing, and your vision for yourself is, I think a lot of folks can connect with that.
Yeah.
This is actually the first time, so the office we're in now, the studio, is outside of our houses, but we're not like traveling, we're not flying on a plane or anything, but still, it's like it's a different scenario. Now we're not at home with our dogs or with our kids and wives, so it's like, but yeah, there's a lot of folks that are probably just unnecessarily doing so much, including us probably, And so I'm curious, do you ever audit yourself, or how do you coach people through the things that maybe they're doing that they can use micro videos for?
So we have a format called the Super Week, Super Month, and Super Year, and we audit people how they're spending their lives, and we try to take out at least 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. It's very easy to find 2 to 3 hours a day where people are like, hey, somebody else could be either doing this for me, or I didn't need to actually get dressed, wear a suit, go in for a meeting, have a coffee on the way, exchange pleasantries that maybe I could have done without, and then come back and say, you know what, hey wife, I went for a meeting today and it was tiring, and hopefully I'll get that contract. And you don't get a contract by going for one meeting. There's a business equation. You do 10 meetings, maybe you get one. How do you do 10 meetings when you have to take 2-3 hours to do one? So people's success and their promises to their families are not met when they are inefficient in that respect. I was that person. I was taking so many flights, and I had a huge I was displaying it proudly. Now I say foolishly, but proudly. In my office there was a big soft board which had all my boarding cards from all the flights I would take in a year.
Oh, man.
And I would take 52 flights a year, and so I put hundreds of this thing, and I said, see, look at this is how, and the thing was, this is how you build a company. Now I say, this is foolish. This is not how you build a company.
It's true, man, because we have the tech to do it. And now I feel like people are, you'd probably be better to speak at it, but I feel like companies are more open to it now for virtual meetings, obviously Zoom calls, and, maybe quick videos here and there for outreach, like you did for us. I would much rather see a video from someone like yourself rather than the 30 email pluses that we get per day, that are all written and not personalized. So there's so much power there.
Well, there's mixed opinion. There are people who want to meet just because they feel they can trust people more. But the thing is, I feel as an entrepreneur, you need to decide what is priority for you. It's very easy to say, you know what, this seems like a big deal. I must fly to to Dallas or to Florida or whatever. This could be a big deal. Yes, all the deals could be profitable and big, but the thing is, they all come at the cost of something. I'm going to do an amazing podcast with all of you guys, be grateful for it, and then go back and prepare for my workshop, and then take my dogs for a walk. And if we had to meet, I would love to meet when we are in the same city. But if we had to meet, I would take a flight, come back, and maybe 3 years back I would do that. If you invited me on your podcast, I especially would be one guy which I would fly down and document the whole journey, take videos and all of that, come back and love it. And that might be one of the best episodes on my show that what I documented about meeting you guys. But then that would have definitely taken 3 days away from my wife and kids. So, I think you have to put your foot down and say, you know what, I'll give you stellar service, but I do it only on video. You have to tell people that this is how I do my business, and then people get open to it. And if they don't, that's too bad.
That's okay. Yeah. There's more people.
100%. Always more people.
Yeah. I want to go back to something that you said real quick, and then after this, I want to really dive deep on some of the video sort of techniques that you use. But you mentioned that you had 126,500 people go through your program. Where did all that volume come from? Was that through advertising?
No, we said no paid traffic, right?
Oh, no. So it was paid traffic. Yeah.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah. It was all webinars, so Facebook ads.
So 126,500 through Facebook ads to a webinar.
Yes.
Wow.
So in 1 year, in about 300. So we did almost about. So I'll tell you how the whole process went. So I told you about that one night when I went home and I'm like, wow, $20,000 in sales, and we didn't even do much. That's when I told my team, I said, we have to do webinars. So we started doing a webinar a day, and there were times I was doing 3 webinars a day. So like a 220-minute webinar in the morning, afternoon, evening. Then I would do webinars with other guests just like yours. People would bring me on their shows, and I would, split whatever money we were making because they were getting the audiences and all that. 90% of it came from Facebook ads, because what happened was nobody knew what's going to happen to the pandemic. So I'm assuming all the advertisers, travel or advertisers, all the cruise liners, airlines, tour companies stopped advertising with Facebook. So the Facebook revenue dropped. And so it was so easy. For me, one registrant, which is normally $5 to $6, one attendee, not a registrant to an attendee, but one attendee, attendee was was 90 cents.
Wow.
So I was like, I told my team, I said, we're never going to get this. We hope we don't get this opportunity again.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's make the most of it. So we did 75 webinars in 75 days.
Yeah.
And so that was our first run. And then we took a break, and then we did again. And now I'm like, I can't do it every day. It's getting tiring. So now I'm doing weekday workshops. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And like I said, I invite both of you to come in. One is happening tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to be a minimum of 1,000 people, and they're going to work with us till Monday morning, 3 days, 9 modules. Everybody's going to create 9 different types of videos each, 3 to get known, 3 to get leads, 3 to get sales. By Monday morning, we tell them, you've taken off, your brand is now known by people, you start getting leads and whatever. And this workshop is $1. It's just $1 for the workshop.
Wow.
And then at the end, we do a follow-up workshop the very next week. For all the people who got results, we want to come back. Only if you're happy, you come back. So out of the 1,000 people, about 550, 600 come back. And then we tell them, this is what we have to offer. And then they get into our program.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact that it's $1, so you're getting buyers, but it's such a low barrier entry.
Exactly.
How many? And of course, they trust you after that. You're creating a transformation throughout that workshop because they're completing videos probably they've never done before too, and seeing themselves in a different light.
100%.
Yeah, I'm curious though. Like, how do you fill it up? Because you said at least 1,000 people on this, and you're doing this weekly. Is this now because of your email list, or are you still running traffic with Facebook?
Facebook ads.
Still?
Ads. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got about 94,000 people on my Instagram, so that helps me every time. So I get about 300 people organically from Instagram, about 100, 150, 200 from an email. I don't exploit my email list. I could, but I don't want to do that more than so about 100, 150 from there, and 500 from Facebook ads.
Got it. That's amazing, man. Well, actually, just before we go further, how can people join one of those future ones if you're doing them by the time we release this episode?
Well, the best way to get in touch with me or see what's happening is Instagram, and my Instagram profile is Ask Aviarya, AskAviarya, and all the magic is happening there.
Sweet.
Cool. We'll make sure to link that up in the show notes. So anybody listening, there should be a link somewhere. Cool.
Well, I want to dig in some videos. Yes, because
exactly.
these micro. I feel like we harness videos in a lot of different ways. Obviously, we're doing a video here, but we've done a lot of Loom videos for, all the way from, like you said, outreach. We've sold a lot of affiliate products with Loom videos, so it's kind of a customer servicey thing, but it's sales and it works great. Sure. Always wows people. And then customer retention. I don't think that was something you were saying on the 3, but we've done that a lot where, Bonjoro type videos or Looms. There's all these things, but. Yeah, walk us through some of, you have the kind of the attraction, the leads and conversion, it seems like. So
yeah, so this is what I believe. I say, me and my daughters, I've got 2 daughters, 15 and 11, and we've been doing entrepreneurship with them. They went and met Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, John Lee Dumas, all of them. My daughters went and interviewed all of these people. I'm training them to be entrepreneurs.
That's so cool.
So we watched a lot of Shark Tank together. And the one thing I was teaching my kids about a year and a half ago was, what is the common trait that gets everybody funded? So there are 3 questions that they ask. How are you going to get known? How are you going to take the brand out there? What is your source of leads? How do you get leads? And how are you going to get sales? And if somebody successfully answers these 3 questions, he hits the jackpot. So eventually that's what a business equation comes down to. So just say if somebody is a coach, say a real estate coach. I said, what is your get sales? He says, I need 10 sales a month. How much is 10 sales? 1,000 a piece, 10,000. Great. How many leads do you need to get those 10,000? Well, I have a conversion ratio of 10%, so I need 100 leads. Great. So get leads is 100. How many people in the market need to know who you are before you get those leads? Because we don't want cold leads. We want leads from people who've already seen your brand, seen your videos. You said at least 1,000 people. Say about 30 new people get to know me. So 1,000, 100, and 10. That is your business equation. Everybody has a different business equation based on their conversion rate and everything. Once you have that dialed in, that's when you say, how should I get this now? So easiest way to get 1,000 people to get to know you is videos. So we create videos for you, share your stories on how you can get known in the marketplace. And then you create videos to get leads from the marketplace in terms of like a YouTube video or a funnel on Facebook or a funnel on Instagram or LinkedIn or Quora ads. I love Quora ads as well, all those kinds of ads. And then for sales, it's a one-on-one video. So what we do is, and that's what we teach in our programs as well, we make a list of your top 10 for the week. These are the top 10 people I really need to get in touch with for sales. And so it could be the marketing manager of a company or the purchase manager or whoever. So, and there's a format. And if you want, I can run you through the format. It's
Please.
Yes, please.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
we call it the 4-minute, 4-second close any deal method. So we say, for example, let's say, I say you don't need anything. All you need is a phone. So I just almost started. Yeah. So I just get into the mode. So you guys are hoteliers and you own a very large hotel, and say, so I say, Joe, you're a hotelier, and Avi Arya is a digital marketer, and I want to get in touch with you. And so, I do a little bit of a background check. The first thing is to create rapport and like that. So I'm like, fine, it's a 4-minute video. So I start like this. Hi, Joe. This is Avi Arya. I hope you're doing well. By the way, great work on the new studio. I saw the video of how you built it. Really good fun. By the way, the gentleman who you bought all the mics from, Matt, he's a good friend of mine. He's a great techie. Great choice on hiring the right professionals to go do the video. By the way, quick introduction. My name is Avi Arya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, a streetcar racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Moguls. I hope you're doing well. Joe, a small request. Please watch this video till the very end, because at this end of this video, I'll tell you how your hotel, the Hustle and Flow Hotel, will be able to get 30% extra revenue in less than 3 months by following the formula that I'm going to teach you. 4 minutes. Please watch till the very end. Joe, I noticed you have a 100-room hotel and 50% of your business comes from third parties and you pay them 40% commission. What if I showed you a Google AdWords strategy where you would get customers directly coming to your website at 10%, thereby saving you 30% cost? Second, I also saw that you have a great restaurant, and that restaurant does very well on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not so good. What if I showed you a Facebook ad strategy where we'll do a Facebook ad campaign for people in the 5-kilometer radius? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a happy hour meal coupons will be given to them. They'll come and redeem those coupons. We are running those ads, so you'll know the business is coming from us. And with this strategy, we'll take care of your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Third, I also see you have a beautiful banquet where you have lots of office conferences happening. But when I went to your website, I saw that people have to come to the website, and somebody will get back to them. Instead of that, what if I ran a LinkedIn ad campaign to all the corporations like Nike, Gillette, all the corporations in the 10-kilometer radius of your hotel, so that they see the ad, they get in touch with us. Hey, Joe, you and I both know if a customer gets in touch with us versus we getting in touch with the customer, the sales are much faster, sales cycle is shorter. We do that and we get you more of those banquet queries. And we all know, even if you get one extra banquet query from that, and you get one extra office conference, the entire profitability for the whole month changes. So that's how we will take care of your rooms, your F&B, and your banquet facilities. And by the way, this might be a new video to you, but I've known you and I've watched your journey from afar. Many people in your industry, like Mr. X from this hotel, Mr. Y from the Hilton, and Z from Marriott has been our customers. I'm putting in links to see what you can see the work we've done for them. Now, Joe, I'm almost coming to the end of my 4-minute video. Thank you very much for your patience. I'm asking you for one thing and one thing only. If you thought that we can add value to you and give you more than 30% in the next 3 months by following the strategies that we mentioned, all you need to do is book a call. There's a link over here with it takes you to Calendly, book a time and date of your convenience, and it's a 30-minute call. what happens here? A 30-minute call, and we're going to teach you three things. We're going to show you what your competitors are doing. We're going to show you what you are not doing, and we're going to show you how you can reach where your ultimate potential in the next 3 months to be able to save you 30% cost or increase your profitability by 30 minutes. As I promised you in the beginning of my 4 minutes, which are now almost over. Thank you very much for your time. Once again, this is Ravi Arya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, streetcar racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Mogul, signing off for now. That's it.
Wow. Wow.
So
That's wow.
personalized video pitches like this, it takes about 15-20 minutes to understand the brand, what you can give to them, because mostly whatever services entrepreneurs are doing, they do it every day, so they know what to give. The only thing is they need to see how to put it in perspective, in context to the person that they're approaching, and that's it. So we tell people 3 videos a day, 15 a week, 60 a month. 5-day working week, 3 videos. 1 video takes 4 to 5 minutes to make, maybe 20 minutes of research. So 1 hour for outreach on videos for sales, and 20 minutes on outreach for getting known. Like I reached out to you people. So that's a get known video.
Yep.
And then a get lead video is for my new workshops or whatever is coming. My team tells me this is the concept, this is what we're doing. And I create Instagram videos, Facebook videos, all the short videos. So I spend about 2 hours on videos a day, or I spend about 6 hours at the end of the week, depending on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I don't want to do work every day. Sometimes as an entrepreneur, that's the freedom you have.
That's
so
right.
about 6 hours a week, and most of your work is done. And then you're just waiting for the responses to come in from people. And you're just sort of, I don't think you have to work, much more than this on get known, get leads, and get sales.
Yeah. Now, with the video that you just shot, can you sort of break that down for us? Because it seemed like it was very formulaic. You had a flow, you had your kind of intro, you had the end where you repeated who you were. Like, what's the sort of breakdown of that video?
Sure, absolutely. So the opening is you start with your hero introduction. We call this the hero introduction. Where you talk about yourself and your family and everything. Open with the hero introduction. Give them the promise. Watch this video till the very end. 30 minutes. I'll teach you how to grow your business by 30% in the next 3 months. Tell them the 3 things that you can do for them. Show them testimonials. Give them a call to action, and give the hero introduction again and close.
There's so much to unpack there, and because you're hitting on the psychological factors. You're bonding with them during a sales video, and because this is an initial outreach, so it's just really cool because you're capturing all of those. They're seeing you as a human. You're obviously very visible as a human on video too, so you're getting that personal connection. They've probably never seen something like that before. But with a formula, you're giving them a contained time to expect, this message to be delivered, and obviously how you're going to do that as well, and how other people are. I like the fact, I'm going to show you what your competitors are doing. It's like, that would get my attention if I was a hotel down the street.
Because why would somebody say no for a 30-minute call when I can unpack what somebody else is doing that you can take from? So, but we have a 50% sort of acceptance to this.
Okay.
So it's still not 100%, but 50% people, it's huge. 50% people say, let's get on a call.
Yeah. So for folks, are you teaching like for the outreach to get these names? Is there a method to identify who are the folks you should be outreaching to?
Right. So first when we work with our entrepreneurs, we teach them. So for the get known videos, right? Who do you want? Should we get, So people are like, hey, I want to get on the Gary Vee podcast or whatever. I said, do you even know Gary Vee, or do you like him? Not so much. If you do, sure, reach out to him. If you don't, then it's best to reach out to people who you really are fans of. Don't just get into a podcast for the heck of getting into a podcast. It just doesn't gel. You waste up too much time. The energies don't happen. So if you're really a fan, do it. If not, at best they'll say, I get so many emails from people saying, hey, thank you very much for watching this, love the video, this is not the right time. And I just I have a fanboy moment saying, hey, you know what, that guy knows I exist and he saw my video and all of that, and they come and like my post on Instagram or something like that, and I made a connection. I got known by at least those 2 people who didn't know me earlier on. So that's what so reach out to the podcasters and the YouTubers who you genuinely are fond of, and those people whose message will go to the audience that can be a prospective customer. Both things have to make sense.
That does make sense. Yeah.
And I love talking about race cars, but I don't want to go on a race car podcast, because that business doesn't translate into business for me. It's not my brand.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Now on the I guess on the Instagram side of things, I think you said you have about 94,000 followers. Is that as a direct correlation to like the Facebook ads, or were you doing something else to get the followers over there?
I'll tell you, I had about 37,000 or something, maybe around 37 before the pandemic. And so every time I do a webinar, then 1,000 people, I tell them at the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you a free ebook or a PDF or something. All you need to do is follow me here. And at the end, tag me on something. So out of the 1,000, I get about 600-700 followers right there. So I built it over the last 1 year with people. And now these are not people who don't know me. These are people who then after that hear me for at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, you have the bond. I mean, that's why I love this thing. Is you're starting out on the right foot with the video, and obviously, I'm sure Facebook ads. You have a whole video structure there too. You know, I don't know. Maybe you could share that as well. I don't know if it's is it any different than
so before that, I'd just like to say, I say webinars are, I say micro videos are everything in 2021, but I say webinars are the superpower of the 21st century. It allows you to stay home, allows you to do business from anywhere. It seems like a normal thing. It's a seminar, it's a webinar. So what? Yeah. But no, you can stay in one place, speak to thousands of people. Thousands. My biggest webinar is going to happen on the 29th of October, which is my birthday. We're going to calling 5,000 people. Wow. Now, and the biggest webinar I did last year was 3,000 odd people. Now, when I was doing that webinar, 3,000 human beings are listening to my message. I'm sitting at home in my shorts. It's unreal. I mean, if this is not magic, I mean, I don't know what magic we're waiting for. We're already in the future, guys. And I keep telling people, I said, we have to realize that this opportunity is going to get expensive. It's going to, the craft, you'll have to become way more skilled at your product, your offering and everything, because Facebook is going to, everybody wants to do webinars. And everybody's going to the price is going to go up and everything. So dial in on videos. If your videos are already known videos are doing well, lots of our customers come in and say, I'm not getting the kind of conversion that I used to. I'm like, you're going straight to the market without doing the get known videos. Do the get known videos and then do the get sales. And, and then you can go directly to the market, but it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then none of that bond is happening. Yeah. I mean, it's just
exactly.
The webinars, I feel like that is where the folks are doing the bonding, but there's all these steps prior to that. And there's this commitment level of a webinar, before anything that's happening prior to that with the get known videos.
Exactly.
So, are the get known videos? So that would be like a Facebook ad then, right?
Get known videos are Facebook ads, Instagram posts, YouTube videos for your own channels. And then partner get known ads are when you reach out to other people to say, here, feature my story on your show, and then you get known through videos that you're doing with them.
Yeah.
Or when you're borrowing authority, like, where I did an interview with Gary Vee and I did another one with him, and then I did another one with him. Then I did so many with, other people like Grant Cardone and all. So every time I do a get known video and I'm borrowing somebody's authority, those get known videos have a much higher weightage in my and I always say, it doesn't take success for everybody is different. Some people want 1 million, some people want 1 billion, and some people want to always remain in startup mode. It's okay for everyone. But just to get off the ground, especially during these times, if somebody says $10,000 can run my house, this is the best time and the easiest time to make $10,000 a month. And so get known, get leads, get sales. I mean, this is what I've coined to make it my own. But honestly, I didn't say get known, get leads, get sales. I just say it in a format that it looks like it's my system. It's been there forever. People first need to get known, then they get leads, and then leads, and then sales. So, just going back to the basics and using my own terminology to drive home the message that it's not difficult. You don't need to get out of your home. You don't need to sell your car or your bicycle or whatever. Things are tough, I understand, but not very tough. I mean, with the internet there's no lockdown over here, luckily.
Yeah. So the video that you gave us an example of just a few minutes ago, it seemed like maybe an example of like a get leads video for the hotel. Is that kind of what that one was?
Yeah. So that's a get sales video.
That was a get sales. Okay.
Yeah. It's a one-on-one sales talk with a client.
So are the formulas that you would do on video, are they different for the get known and the get leads videos, or is it kind of the same flow for all styles of video?
No, they're all very different. So there are 33 different styles. So like I said, 33
Mm.
micro videos to get known, get leads, get sales.
And let's
So
go through all of them on this. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's do it.
So as far as the get known videos, I think that's the one that I'm the most intrigued with at the moment,
Yeah.
because that's what you're kind of using on Facebook ads and YouTube ads, and or just Facebook organic and YouTube organic, I'd imagine as well. So what do those videos look like? What's the differentiator in those videos from what you kind of broke down already?
Sure. So when I speak about get known videos, those are videos that allow me to talk to my audience or prospective customers, A, about who I am as a family person, and B, about what they're going through. So you lead with, I always say lead with family, and because that's one thing that connects all of us. You
Right.
meet somebody at an airport, this human beings are wired to do this. You meet a complete stranger, you're like, at an airport, you're like, are you from Canada? No. Is this your first time in Canada? Yeah. Oh, me too. Did you go to university in UK? No. Have you ever seen a British movie? Yes. We'll find something to say, hey, me too.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, yeah.
that's how we spark off a relationship. And then we say, like, then we say, okay, so what do you do? Right. So, and then we say, if we can get a lead from there, say, hey, and then sometimes it converts into a business equation. And that's what happens at every single business conference. I did a video on YouTube for business conferences because I used to be a conference junkie. I went for every conference. I used to love meeting people. I used to have a race car jacket, internet moguls, and I'm 6 feet 2 inches and I'm a big guy. So I used to stand up and say, hey, I have a question. People used to see, hey, who's this guy? And everybody got to know me. So anything to get known, right? So I used to do all of that. But I realized that to get known, you break it down. People want to talk about your family, and people want to talk about their family or something that they've been through. So I was a streetcar racer. My dad told me to leave the house, or whatever, my own story, which was I was an overweight, obese kid, and I was bullied. And later I wanted to get into fighting because I wanted to, sort of get, and I was very scared of sharing these stories till about 7, 8, 10 years ago. And now I'm not, because as you age, you become more confident in your own skin. But I also see that when I do this, I empower and give permission to a lot of people to say, do what you want to do. So the get known videos are talk about what makes you you. I wanted to be a straight car. A lot of people say, hey, that's a cool intro. But I'm saying, you know what? I'm a failed street car racer. I wanted to be. I just drove my dad's car, and I never got onto street car racing. And I said I was a self-proclaimed street car racer. So I'm being vulnerable. I talk about how I got into. I'm with all humility, I say I'm India's highest paid social media speaker, and I used to stammer, and my mom sent me for my first speech, and she said I'll write the speech for you. She wrote a 20-page speech on something which she was passionate about, and I had to read it because I'm the good boy and the eldest son in the house and all of that. And I did read it, and that day my entire school and my best of friends they laughed, and then they cried because the speech was so long. But that day something broke inside of me, which was not my confidence, but it was my fear. It didn't break, it didn't shatter, but it started breaking, and I was like, this is the worst that can happen. And from there I just wanted to be on stage more and more and more. So, but I could never tell. I used to start this story by saying my mom sent me for speeches, and then now I did this. I never said that I used to stammer, and I never used to say that I was overweight. Now I say it. I was overweight, and I used to do this. So whatever you share about yourselves, other people are like, hey, you know what? He's giving me permission to share this about myself as well. And people only want to listen to stories. The shortest distance between two human hearts is always a story. Your get known videos has to be about your story, and then relate it to how you can show other people a way out of their pain. And that's all they want to hear. And after that, a Lamborghini and all of that is to catch attention. Yes, it does. But people want to talk about pain. So that's a get known video. A get leads video is exactly very formatted. Hi, you probably watching this ad on my Instagram landing page. It's a short, and I always give a timeline so people are like, let's see what happens. It's a short 1 minute and 16 seconds. Let me know if I go above 1 minute and 16 seconds. I say that in the ad. So my name is Avi Arya, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how you, by working with me for $1 for this 3-day workshop, can know how your business can get known, how your business can get 3 to 5 leads by the end of the workshop, and get at least one sale in the next 30 days. If not, your money back, your $1. You can have it back by Monday. And so then I show them through the system and all of that. So get into this workshop. It's $1 just to see your commitment level. Everything else is free. I do sell at the end of the workshop an amazing course. It's your choice if you want to get it or not. I say that.
Wow. So you
Fill up the-
frame that in the first video and everything. That's great.
Every time. I always say that. Even in the beginning of the webinar, I say I'm going to sell because I'm not shy of selling. My program works. It helps people. So, don't give me sack for selling because, I'm not afraid of it anymore. And I'm going to teach all of you to do the same thing. Some people don't like it. Say 40, 50 people just turn off right away. But, I feel comfortable them going out throughout the workshop. And I sell every day. I tell them. It's also marketing because I want to prime the audience to be ready with the credit card at the end of day 3.
Sure.
I want them to know that there's something coming up. It's $1,000 or $1,500 offer coming up at the end. They shouldn't be like, oh my God, I didn't know this is coming up. So it's all, I teach once they sign up and I said, guess what I taught you today? I taught you how to close 10% on a webinar.
Wow.
So, yeah. So,
Sorry, I kind of stopped you. There was probably some more there. So you tell them that there's going to be an offer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I tell them there's going to be an offer. And so click in, you get 1 free PDF, you get 3 days of my time, you get 4. We have 5 captains and 5 groups. We all divide you into IPL. IPL is like it's like the premium football league, except it's for cricket. So everybody understands this. So like the IPL format, you get divided into 5 teams. Every team has 4 captains. You get through 3 videos on day 1, 3 on day 2, 3 on day 3. After you pay that $1, you go and see videos of all those people who've won the IPL trophy, our MVM Micro Video Mastery Trophy in the last few days. You're going to love this. My dad always says, the most expensive thing you can ask from people is not their money, but it's their time. Thank you very much for this 1 minute and 16 seconds for giving me your time. Look forward to seeing you in the workshop. So, so like that.
Wow. You have it dialed, man. I mean, I don't know what to say, but other than I could see why people's attention are staying with you, why they're reaching out. I mean, you're just making it so simple for them, and there's no friction really, and it's telling them exactly probably what they want to hear because you're solving their problems from second one.
I would think so. I think, but there are a lot of, like I said last week. Yeah, same time last week. So Sunday, about 5 days ago, because Sunday was the last day. There was this lady who came, and at the end of the 3rd day, we asked people, 50 people can come up on stage and tell us what you liked. So there's one lady who was having difficulty talking, and she said, I just went through mouth cancer surgery, and I came back, and this is what I loved about the program and all of that. So yes, a lot of people, and that's what drives you to do. So you know what? You're doing good work, and you're making money. And I say, making money is the primary goal of a business, and to impact people. So we're doing both. So we're feeling happy so far.
That's a perfect model. Yeah, I know. It's brilliant, man. Is there anything on that?
Well,
unpack?
There was something else I wanted to circle back around to, but it's not on the video topic. So if there was still more you wanted to dig in on the video topic. So there was something that you mentioned earlier, and you kind of said it quickly, but I wanted to touch on it because I think it's very interesting, is you mentioned that you're running Quora ads. And I'm actually very curious about that because we've done some stuff on Quora organically, and it's been actually a really, really effective way to drive traffic and leads to our website, but we've never played with Quora ads. So I'm kind of curious if maybe you could give us a little hint of what your strategy is over on Quora ads.
Of course, the same. Like I said, my videos are the same. So I do 2 things. First, I lead people to my YouTube video where they see who I am and everything. At the end, I give them a free PDF or a free download or invitation to a webinar. So they're in that loop, and they have to give their email address. So they're in that loop. After about a week or 10 days, then I tell them about my new workshop or whatever's coming in. And but Quora, the only difference between my Quora ads and everything else is I don't have it right now with me, but I have a piece of paper like this, and I hold it up and I say 3 steps to become a good digital marketer or get a raise in your salary as a digital marketer or whatever. Because people are scrolling through. It's a different format. People are reading and they want to read. So I want them to read what I'm saying before they click in. So that's the only differentiation that I do with Quora. I feel that people want to see what's there inside before everything else. Yeah.
And that does help, with the ads and even organic to have some kind of video or even an image, but some kind of media there. But I could see holding a little whiteboard up or something. You can write it whenever you.
100%. Also, I feel that the signboard guy, the guy who holds up his sign. If we have similar signboards, if you say whatever you're doing in the office or whatever, with every episode, if I'm just thinking aloud while I'm talking to you. All of those are underutilized, and the more it's just about laziness, man. I'm just so used to getting everything done with tech and everything. If I just go around and show my whole body and get out of my shorts and everything, I can make better videos.
Yeah, man. Well, what you've shared here is just a perfect format. I mean, because you're hitting all the different, it's the customer journey. It's you're bonding with folks from second one, but taking them effortlessly through a journey, but you have a system for it all. And what are like, so you said 33 other videos. Obviously, we're not going to go through them all, but you gave us 3, which are
Right.
killer.
The
I mean,
basic-
what are these other 33?
So when it comes to sales, there are follow-up videos. And then there are videos for different industries. How do you get in touch with somebody from the real estate industry? Which are the points to take care of? Hospitality, as a digital marketer, you're a course creator. What kind of videos you should reach out? So see, as course creators, mostly we're selling B2C, one-to-one. And I'm saying as a course, what I'm doing is I reach out to large corporations and I say, I'll teach your entire organization. Or if you're part of EO or YPO, or I reach out to large companies and say, you have a group of members or you have communities. Let me do a discounted pricing and let me sell 200 courses together in one. So what they do is they say, most organizations then say, fine, I won't pay you the $10,000-$15,000 for a speaking fee, which has now become $7,000 because it's virtual, but I won't pay you the $7,000 as well. Why don't you come and sell to our audiences? I'm saying, fine, that's perfect. I love selling, so I'll do that. So we tell people how to do that as well. So videos that will help you sell on sell to corporations, sell to partners, sell to amazing podcasters about your message, YouTubers, how to it's a different message for a YouTuber, and how to do a research before to understand what it is. And so that makes the 30 video signatures on your email.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
and,
cool. Okay.
On the WhatsApp status has a short video thing as well, what to do there. In your Instagram highlights, they're supposed to be highlights and people don't use them at all. Everybody goes there and looks at your highlights, but nobody's doing anything. That's the most boring part. It's the most expensive real estate. Go there and put what Gary Vee said about you, or what your best podcast guest said about your show. And so everything. So there are videos for everything. Your LinkedIn profile video, what should it say? When somebody opens up, what should you say in the first 30 seconds? And why LinkedIn video should be different from a Facebook video? So these 33 videos normally take people a month to do if they're but the human condition is such, we all like to procrastinate, so we break it into a 100-day program. We say in 100 days you need to get it done, otherwise you don't get the challenge. Or we have a reward back offer as well. So if people get into a program, they pay 2,000, 2,500, whatever, we get them 500, some 700, 750 back if they've done the money, if they've done the program. So our
your
idea
completion rate's probably pretty good then, hopefully.
yes it is, because what happens is people want the money back and we want the results to showcase as testimonials.
Yep, that's right. No, man, this is cool. All
yeah.
right.
Well, the email signature, I want to just ask one question about that. So is it basically like, this is what I imagine, like maybe a screenshot of a video down in your signature, and if they click on it, it takes them to like YouTube or something?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that concept because it's really cool.
Because it has to be contextual to that week or that month. Like right now I'm doing a webinar, it should say, come for my webinar. Or,
Oh, man. This is cool. No, I can see why those 33 videos, if you just do those within the 100 days or sooner, you essentially covered all your bases on the internet. And then you have outreach, and follow-ups. I mean, these are all, without templates, it's tough. I mean, you got to have a flow for all this stuff, and you've always done it at scale.
And I would say honestly, 25% people finish the whole program in the first 30 days, and that's why we make it a 100-day program, because we want at least 75% people to finish it. People who finish it, they always get. I always say it's like, you see a movie star, he bulks up for a movie, and then it slims down in 3 months.
Yeah.
And there are people like me who's struggling to lose weight for the last 43, 44 years. There is a system. There's a system, there's a coach, and there's a format. That's all. So if there's a system, coach, and format, and you can within 100 days, I think most things are possible.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, man. Wow. Yeah. This is amazing. So how can folks go, remind them where they can go grab this and join everything?
So Instagram is the best. Ask Aviarya, AskAviarya, my Instagram channel. That's where all the magic happens. And I do Instagram live almost every second day, and that's where we have all the fun.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, man. So I know I'll be stalking you a little bit on there. 100%.
Yes, I would love to exchange Instagram handles just after this interview.
We will, my man. Well, I appreciate your time very much. And we'll definitely join you on one of those sessions.
100%. I would love that. Thank you very much for your time. Deeply means a lot to me. Anything I can do to be able to promote your amazing show to my audiences, have you on my Instagram live, or you want to come for the 1,000 people webinar as a guest appearance, anything that you want, whenever you send me an email, my answer is going to be yes, let's do it.
All of the above. We'd love to work with you deeper because this has been
100%.
amazing.
You're our kind of people.
100%.
Thank you, Avi. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Bye for now.